Okay, let's start again. All right. So we're going to look at how to properly lay out a table. This is really important. It's not that difficult. The words you're going to muddle up, because unlike me, you don't do this every day. You don't do it for 7, 8 hours every day. You do it for, a couple of times a month, if that. This feeds into chemistry, biology, physics, and even maths. So I thought I've given you the really hard work. I've given you the calculations with moles. I've given you Avogadro constant. And I would really like to look at this. So the two key words, and if only thing that you learn today, and I don't mind if you forget it tomorrow, I really don't, is independent variable and dependent variable. Okay? And I'm going to show you what they mean. I'm going to show you how they relate to something as simple as a table. Right. Now, this is a very, very simple guide. I've made it as simple as I can. Okay? And the first question we're really asking is, what makes a really good table? And you get marks on this. Believe it or not, it doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter if you're doing chemistry, biology, physics. You get marks on this. You need a title. All right. We'll look at how simple you can make it and should make it. So you need a title. For every graph you draw, if you miss out a title, I'll knock a mark off because I'm just a meanie patini. What colour should we do that? Let's do it blue. You must have a title. Oh dear, that didn't work. Everything went bigger. All right. So you must have a title. You must have column headings, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. Oh, look at what I've done. I've messed everything up. Let's see if I can control set it and make it fit again. Right, there we go. Okay, so you must have a title. Bear with me a second. Now I'm going to sneeze. Wow, excuse me. So you must have a title. Let's make it bold. Let's make it blue. All right, there we go. It's, I like blue, I like purple as well, I don't know. So you must have a title. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this screenshot here and show you what I mean. So in this example over here, all right, we've got a really, really simple title. And it's very clear. Plant growth over 5 weeks. That's the title. Whether you write table there or not, I really don't mind. But there's the title, okay? All right. The second thing, these are the columns. Your columns go this way. These are columns. And these are rows. Okay? Now, let's write that in there. Columns and rows. Now, when I'm talking about columns, and let me write it, vertically we are talking about columns, columns, and horizontally we're talking about rows. Okay? So when you put a heading into a column, it must contain the units. Weeks don't really have a unit. If it was time, you could put time and then brackets weeks. Plant height, they've measured it in centimeters. This is what I mean by units. Okay, and you've got to. Now, let's have a look. I'm just going to highlight that units. And this is really important. You get marks for this. You miss that out, we'll knock a mark off. And I think these are really, really simple marks. They do take some practice in not forgetting them, but that's different. Ooh, yes, I like that blue. Neatly organized data. That just means, look at it, it's nice. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going up nicely. And consistent numbers. What I mean by that is decimal places. You have the same decimal places. And this is really important. And consistent numbers are a bit too vague. So I'm going to make this bold as well. And I'm going to make it blue. So these are key things. That's the 3 things that I'd expect you to do. The neatly organized data, fine. But these are the 3 things that I'd expect you to do. And you can get 4 marks for a table, which is a huge amount of marks. All right. So remember that. Fair enough. Don't remember it. Look back. Okay. The thing that I said that is really important is understanding these 2 terms, independent and dependent variable. All right. So the independent variable for me is the thing that you're going to change. All right. And I'm going to leave that like this. This is what you choose to change. And I'm going to change that to a lovely blue as well. Because the rest of it, yeah, fine. It's a bit more detail. You want to read it, that's entirely up to you. But you know me, I like keeping reading to a minimum to get to the point. This is what you choose to change. And I'm going to give you an example. Plant growth over weeks. You chose weeks. You chose how many weeks. You didn't choose how much it's going to grow. All right? I'll give you another example. This is ball. You're bouncing a ball. How high does a ball bounce? You're a tennis ball, a golf ball, a rubber ball, and a marble. You're choosing the balls. You're choosing the type of ball. You're not choosing how high they bounce. So these is the independent variable. The thing that you change is the independent variable. Your independent variable will always, always, always go in the first column. So I'm going to draw a line. Okay. So your independent variable, this thing here, will always, let's go around here, go in the first column. Absolutely. Now just remember, this is what you chose to change. You chose how many weeks you're going to monitor your plant. You chose which ball you're going to bounce. This is your independent variable. Your dependent variable is the thing that you're going to measure. All right? And for me, this sounds really easy. I am not naive though. I know for a lot of you, this is the first time you're hearing it, and it's just weird. All right? This is what you measure. I'm just going to highlight you measure because that's enough information to know that. This is the thing that you guys are going to measure. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is when you look at your plant growth over 5 weeks, you measure the height. This is what you're measuring. That's the dependent variable. Let's do that one in pink. Right? So the dependent variable is the thing that you're measuring, and that tends to go in the second column. Let's get a really cool line from here to here. Oh dear, that's not the second column, is it? So this is your dependent variable, the thing that you're going to measure. Now, giving you some more examples. Okay, this is the bounce height of different balls. You chose the type of ball. This is your independent variable. Independent variable. The bounce height is what you measured. That is your dependent variable. Oh, that's not working. Why is that not working? I don't know what's happened. Have I broken it? And that wouldn't surprise me. So let's just take a copy of this and put it over here. So your independent variable is the thing that you chose. You chose the ball, the independent variable. The height of the ball is your dependent, because you're measuring it. You're thinking, right, how high does this ball bounce? I'm going to get out my ruler, I'm going to get out my measuring tape, and I'm going to measure it. This is your dependent variable. Okay. Your independent variable will always go in your first column. Always, 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 always. That is really important. Okay. Now, next experiment. Time taken for ice cubes to melt. Well, this is your temperature. So this time taken for ice cubes to melt at different temperatures. You were picking the temperature. This is your independent variable. You're measuring. You are measuring the time. This is your dependent variable. All right. Last one is an example. Distance flown by paper aeroplanes. I love this in physics. It's a cool experiment to do with you guys. Trial 1, trial 2, trial 3. You are choosing how many times you throw the aeroplane. This is your independent variable. You are measuring the distance. This is your dependent variable. Okay. Now that I've got through that, you've got 4 tables here. I want you to lay them out. I'm going to add something to this. I want 2 labels, and I want you to label the dependent. Well, let's do it in order. Independent and dependent variable. Okay, so that's your task. That's your information. Do not rush. Take your time. Don't use scribbly like this. All right, it's really annoying. It's just horrible and hard. You should have really nice ways. I wonder if you can insert a table. Oh, structure your data using a table. That's nice. Have you seen that? So I've clicked on that. Click on that. What do I do? Oh, look at this. I've never done this before. Well, that's nice. What do I do with it? Okay, so this is a table. How do I change this? Do I delete this? What's that delete button? Oh, that deletes. What? Okay, let's go here. Can I delete that? Oh, I can't delete that. So what if I delete all these? Sorry, I've just seen something new on my row. For some reason, I can't delete that. I'm going to delete that, delete that, delete that. Now can I delete this? No, I don't know why I can't delete that. What's that? Drag to move. Can't you do new table or something? More. Duplicate graph. Oh, well, that didn't work very well, is it? Let's try one more. Is there anything? Structure your data using a table, timeline. Right? I think that's the only one. Let's just type table in there, see if there's another type of table. There isn't. It's got to be this one. All right. There. Why? Why? Dollar. Can I change that title? Oh, I can change the title. All right. So I could put in there weeks, and I could put in here. Why did that not change? I changed that to weeks. Weeks. Do I have to click save? Oh yeah. So weeks, and this would be height of plant in centimeters. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? There we go. I can very quickly delete these. I can delete that. I can delete that. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? So what I've got is, so instead of you guys trying to sketch a really horrible looking one, look, I've done the first one. That's amazing. Okay, right. So I've recorded all of this. I'm just over my 10 minutes. I'm going to stop the recording. I'm going to convert